Hello, everyone. Welcome to the fourth streaming session of IndieX 2022. It's my first session actually this year. So, I first of all would like to thank all the production team and my streaming colleagues that already heated up the event for me. So, thank you for opening and doing an amazing job in this first morning of 5 days of straight streaming we will have with our 50 finalists. And today we're gonna have in this hour we're gonna have a pretty unique game, which was an almost instant finalist for us because it's really unique and you will notice it will be almost impossible for you to forget or to forget what this game is about. It's called the Black Pepper Crew, and it's an honor to have here the author Erick Quijivix, and I think I pronounced well your surname, Erick.
Thank you for the introduction. Hello, everyone. I'm the dev from the Black Pepper Crew. I'm really excited to be here today to show you the game and talk a bit about it.
Eric, before we dive into your amazing game, I'm really curious. I've been talking a lot with Latin American developers for the last few years. Even we now are partnering with Eva from Argentina, and also have our brother event in Brazil with Big. How is the dev scene in Guatemala, your country? I think you are the first ever finalist from Guatemala on IndieX. So, how is the game dev scene?
Well, I'm glad you asked that. That's actually a very interesting question. There is a very interesting depth in there. There is not an industry. Definitely, there's not an industry there. So it's actually real tough for Guatemalan developers. But there are a lot of developers there that are starting making their own games, and yeah, there's the Guatemala community, which is Game Dev GT, Game Dev GT. Sorry, you can follow that on Twitter, and we are doing game jams and posting new things. And there are several projects actually. There are some releases, some others are about to release. So I encourage you and everyone listening to check that one out because there are some interesting stuff coming from Guatemala.
And also, hello everyone in both Robot Chicken and RTP Arena chat. So thanks to everyone for following us. And if someone from the our team could please share this link that Eric said about the Twitter of the Guatemalan scene, that would be really good for us to know more about. Because yeah, we've heard about Brazil, of course, is a bigger country with a scene that it's blooming, but it's really interesting to see that well, Black Pepper Crew is an amazing game. Do you already
Thanks.
have some already published game before Black Pepper Crew? Is this your first game?
It's my first commercial game. Uh, I don't have published games. I just have small jam games on my itch.io page. But no, before that, this is my biggest game, I guess, and it's been quite a challenge to pull off. Well, I haven't pulled it off yet, but I hope I will eventually.
Do you feel it's
Well,
difficult for Guatemalan creators to get in contact with the publishers or investors?
my experience so far, um, not that much. I mean, because of the internet as it is, it's easier to just reach everyone out
Hmm.
on the whole globe, I guess. Um, and I also been very fortunate to receive help because I'm from a country that doesn't have an industry. There are a lot of people and entities helping developers from different countries that don't have it that easy, I guess. Um, no, I believe I've been able to reach out. I haven't been able to get any deals yet, but that I guess that has something to do with other uh, things than me being from Guatemala, I guess.
I believe it must be a matter of time to be. I'm hopeful
Thanks.
of that. So, if you're going to watch me play the current demo available for Black Pepper Crew, everyone that is watching us on both media, um, and you can also play it because Eric, you have this demo that I'm going to play available on Steam, isn't it?
Yeah, it is right now available on Steam. I'm about to actually to publish a better version of the game right now, as with some bug fixes and adding shop and other necessary stuff to the game. But it is out right now. You can check it out, and you can actually talk with me, get to the Discord, and I don't know if you like the game. It will be probably released next year. So I hope you like it.
The first thing that caught our eye and our ear is the fact that your game is not only around the jazz genre, but also it reads jazz, isn't it? Who is playing the music on the Black Pepper Crew?
Uh, I am composing every track. I'm actually a musician.
Oh,
I did a study. I did make a career on jazz studies, and I went to study to Mexico, and I actually played the double bass. So I'm a big fan of the jazz genre. So yeah, I made all the music, and it's sort of my own love letter to the music genre, I guess.
out of curiosity, because I'm more than a jazz fan. I am a prog fan. Are you also into prog, or you're more into jazz?
I'm into music. I'm
No matter the
I really
genre.
enjoy jazz. Yeah, I really enjoy a lot of uh um I listen to all several genres, I guess. Jazz is one of my first loves, I guess. So there's a very special place for that in my heart. But I've been around all the genres. I had a time where I was very into prog. I'm not that much right now, but I I like prog too.
So, people in our chat are saying that they can't hear the music. Are you listening to the music now? Is it okay? Oh, okay, okay. So, Eric, the concept around Black Pepper Crew is that we are a really specific kind of crew with our anthropomorphic characters, aren't we? What are we in this game?
Well, the theme of the game is that basically the player is sort of the manager of a crew of bounty hunters in a city filled with crime um, and well, basically the police cannot handle the bad guys, so there are bounties out there, and anyone can uh, sort of claim them if they capture the big guys. So the idea is that you manage a crew of characters that you can actually hire on a jazz club, which is the HQ of the characters. And there you can hire a character with different abilities, and then take jobs to get more money and hire more characters, I guess. That's basically the game loop, but there's a lot going around with the characters themselves. The idea of the game is that there's no level up progression. I mean, the progression is done by discovering more items
Mhm.
and different character abilities. So I guess the it's a very positional game in a sense. I drew a lot of what's the word. I got a lot of inspiration from games like, for example, chess and
Mhm.
checkers. You know, the thing that it's all about movement and placement of units. So because of that, the abilities um, go take that into account and offer a different kind of experience. Not so much of the grinding kind, you know, where you are leveling up characters and trying to get the overpowered abilities. More about how do you use all your characters to get the best outcome, I guess.
Uh, In this moment, how many people are working on Black Pepper Crew? It's you by your own. Are you working with a team?
This is my only effort. That's something I fixed on the other game. You have to drop the apple on the head of the character.
Oh yeah. I was distracted. I didn't read the pop-up text.
Yeah, no, that happens to everyone actually. So in the next version of the game, you can drop the apple in the whole character sheet. So that's easier to do, I guess.
So you were saying how many people are developing the game? Sorry.
Yeah, just me.
Okay.
I did hire a person to help me with the PR materials. You know, the cool characters. There's the high res characters of the game was done by a very good artist from Brazil. And then everything is just my work.
What you are building this in what? I think I saw it on when I opened the executable. So you were working on Godot, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Do you find it easier to develop the game in Godot?
Yeah, it's very enjoyable actually.
I think no, I usually don't come in contact with that many people that are developing games in Godot. Although from what I spoke with some developers, some think it's more. I think it's a good gateway software, and it has a good potential, especially for 2D games, isn't it?
Yeah. It's actually very easy. A lot of things work out of the box. It's because it has 2D down there on the core of the engine, so it's actually very good for very easy pick for 2D games. And for 3D games, I guess it's gaining ground in terms of quality and all that. I've done some games in 3D trying to figure out and learn some of the ropes of working with 3D with Godot, and I find it actually very enjoyable too. I guess I'm not a 3D developer, so there are probably some things that are better in other engines, but I think it's gonna get there eventually.
Sorry, Eric. I don't know if I wasn't used. I didn't remember how difficult it was to have a conversation at the same time to pay attention to the game. What am I doing wrong in this moment?
Yeah, that's actually the game expected you to move to the where the arrow is pointing, which is the cell.
Yeah. With Frank.
But yeah, exactly. But because you click, I believe you clicked and selected a character or something.
Yeah.
The game sort of locked itself there. Yeah, but if you already know how to play, perhaps it's better if you don't try the tutorial.
What do you want me to? Yeah.
So yeah, we don't have. You can play at your own pace.
So you said your inspirations were chess and checkers, but we also can feel some classic. Yeah, I broke the game. Some classic tactical RPGs or strategy games working here. Can you point out some games that you feel it might have been in the back of your mind when you were creating the Black Pepper Crew?
I guess subconsciously, one game that was in back of my head was Into the Bridge, which was a game I played a lot and I really enjoyed. And so actually, some of the mechanics without knowing of the game are there too. Like Frank's tongue ability is one of the tank's abilities, I believe. And I liked a lot of the compact gameplay of the game, which is very small, very board like levels, in comparison to all the other tactics games out there, which are very massive with a lot of characters, and that every encounter is big, you know, which is nice. But yeah, I guess I wanted something more compact.
There's something curious when you got into the city map selection, where you can actually choose which missions are available, and you can select your route into the actual mission, isn't it? Because you have different rewards depending on the way you actually finish the mission, isn't it, Eric?
That's actually per room. So
Per
the
room, yeah.
idea there is that um, you can engage with the challenges and actually get some rewards. Actually, and it's I found that some players that are really good, you know, some need that extra incentive. So that's actually really interesting because some challenges might get more difficult than others. But if you know the ropes around, it does offer another perspective on how to play the game, I guess.
So this you were already thinking on even trying to ease up for players that are not used to playing this kind of genre, but also for the people that really need an extra challenge to keep them invested in playing the game.
Yeah. So if you want to engage with the challenges, it's all right too. That's the idea. It does not change that much. It's just an extra reward for people who want to engage with the how the game works.
Yeah. Something. How many characters are you thinking of implementing in the Black Pepper crew? Because they all have different skill sets and movements. Um, how many are you already or thinking about including in your game?
That's an interesting question. I don't know how many I'm going to end doing actually, but I was envisioning to have around 20, 12 different characters.
Mm-hmm.
And more than characters, I guess, in this game, they are sort of classes, I guess. By this I mean if you go to the HQ and hire a new character, yeah, he's blocking you the
Yeah,
shot
yeah,
there.
yeah. Friendly fire is on.
So the idea is that when you hire, for example, another boxing frog, it might have different abilities on the same spectrum of abilities. Of course, it's still a boxer, but so the idea is that you can hire more boxers, and they might have different attack abilities. And I'm planning to adding, yeah, eventually around 8 more classes. I don't know. Probably it will take me a long time, but I probably get there eventually.
Shiryu is saying that it reminds him of he has to binge XCOM again. You can wait and binge the Black Pepper crew. It's a different kind of challenge and approach to the genre. Check. I know you will. Eric, are you planning on releasing the Black Pepper Crew on Steam and any other platform?
So far only on Steam, I guess. Yeah, I guess eventually I'll like to try to port it to Switch. Depends on how it does and how much resources I have. I might put it in different places, but so far just on Steam and eventually Switch, I guess.
Yeah. Sessions is saying that he can notice the inspirations from Into the Breach. I would say I would recognize it because of the each room's size. Because it reminds like this. closed area where you actually have the challenge. In this case, you, it's the board, but it's more recognizable as a scenario at the same time, like city part. So yeah. Would you say you're how far away are you from finishing the Black Pepper Crew now, Eric?
Oof, that's a very difficult question to answer. I am aiming on making this an early access, because if I keep going the way I'm going, it's gonna take a long time. So to finish it entirely, I guess it's gonna be a work in progress for a while. But to release, I'm aiming to release next year, probably around March. I'm not quite sure yet, but that's the plan, on an early access program, and then go from there.
Oh, I think I will actually finish this challenge. Let's see. Okay. But it was costly. These guys these rhinos hit a punch. They're not
Yeah.
easy. And no loot.
Yeah.
Oh, but rare loot. Okay. You have a wide variety of these items that change the mechanics.
Right now, not that much. There are a lot of them that are on the workbench, I guess. I have a plan. I plan to make a lot of them.
Eric, Sir Rekas is saying in our chat, and I have to agree with him, that this reminds him a lot of the 90s, because you have lots of protagonists and characters that are animals. So this anthropomorphic approach is pretty early 90s kind of thing, with this cartoon, almost pixelated cartoon approach. Is that where you wanted to go? Because, for example, I remember, I don't know if you recall this American cartoon where you had fishes in a city with lots of jazz. Do you remember that? Like detective, like a noir cartoon with fishes. They were fishes, weren't they? It was like this detective story with fishes and jazz. So was this what you were aiming for, like this remembrance of the 90s, the cartoons and that era?
I believe I was born into the 90s, so to speak, and the 80s a bit. So yeah, I guess the aesthetic is very influenced by that, but definitely, yeah, that's the idea, sort of a noir kind of thing, a jazzy noir thing. The if there is a setting for this game, it's probably the 60s, 50s, somewhere around that. But the looks, I do agree, feel a lot of 90s.
Do you think that this more accessible art direction might make it a good game for kids to dive into this genre? Because I can't remember lots of games for a younger audience that actually has this kind of challenge, this board game almost kind of challenge.
That's a good question. I believe from a mechanical standpoint, yeah, it definitely works. It has. I try to make everything easy to follow as much as I can, as much as I possibly can. The only thing that I see an issue with is the fact that it has a lot of adult themes, like characters smoking and all that. But other than that, yeah, definitely.
have
objects.
this kind of HP, for example, for can we can break objects, can't we?
No,
No.
it has never been possible. I have toyed with the idea in my mind at least.
Okay. I think these guys are going down next turn. Oh, take less than 3 party damage. Maybe. Do you think have you tried it? Like adding some kind of hit points to the objects and make it part of the make it part of the challenge.
I haven't tried that. I am actually thinking about doing it in another way. Perhaps not everyone can break items, but especially characters. So there are other I guess other possibilities with the items. I actually want to add interactions with the objects, not just them for them
Like
to
swapping.
be obstacles.
Yeah.
But for example, I don't know if this is the correct room to see that, but you see there are tables that have beers on them.
Mm-hmm.
There are other rooms that have other kind of stuff. There are tables with other stuff. So perhaps a thief can steal the things on the table, for example. So I've been toying with that to add more interaction to the object. And yeah, definitely the destructible object thing. I'm guessing I haven't tried it, but I'm guessing I'll implement it with different kind of object. So maybe there are so much that you cannot break, and maybe there are other ones that you can.
So and now I'm down to 2 on my thieves crew, which will make this
Real hard. You can always quit if you want. There is a I give up black there if you don't want to lose all your characters.
Let's return to the headquarters. Mission failed. I still got some money, so yeah, could be worse.
Yeah, I have to work a lot with the difficulty and the tutorialization of things.
For example, yeah. Are you toying around with this the not only the statistics but also like having characters? Are you sticking to the class, or are you thinking of intermingling some abilities, like you getting this special or randomly generate? Are you randomly generating these characters, or are you predefining them?
Well, I guess I have both things
Okay.
there. For example, if you click this the frog there,
Yeah.
I can tell you that the ability that is there in the middle, which should be a punch if it was the default Frank character.
Yeah.
It has
But it will
another one
punch
which is
two
called
twice.
1-2.
Yeah.
You can instead of punching hit for 2, you can punch twice for 1. So that kind of things, that's the kind of thing that is randomized.
Okay.
You may get different attack abilities or special abilities, but they are randomized from a predefined set, I guess.
Yeah, because I remember my previous Shinobi didn't have combo chain like this Gabriella has.
Actually, she did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't use it.
that's combo chain is that's why she can actually combo several characters on a pattern. I didn't notice that if you did that on when you played, but actually you can. For example, the 3 characters that are there, if you had a character with combo chains that attacked in the same pattern, you could hit 3 of them on a row.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But you have to have the perfect positioning for this.
Yeah, and
that's
for example,
why you ask us to commit to the action, because
exactly.
Okay.
So you can because otherwise it's actually very confusing if you don't do that. in the previous iteration of the game, it was actually very confusing. Sometimes you don't want to hit your own characters, and something happened that player thought they had to finish a combo, they had to hit their own characters and all of that. So that's later, I guess.
So, and the job I missed, it's not available anymore. Now I have this medium difficulty scenario.
Yeah. Uh, in reality, that's not entirely implemented. What it means with medium, it's the reinforcements. Um, which is there is a counter box through all the missions that is counting down, and when that box reaches zero, reinforcements arrive to the current level that you are, and that stays through the whole run. So a harder mission has a lower countdown.
Are we going to have this item shop on our headquarters to prepare for missions, or did I have and
Yeah.
I missed it?
No, it's not there. The current HQ and the version you're playing, it's actually very low effort. I needed to have that to be able to put the demo there, but the new version is going to have much more love to the place, into the characters. I mean, that's where most of the NPC interaction and dialogue is going to be. Um, so yeah, the place has to look better and feel better. So the next iteration, which is going to be hopefully in the coming days, probably today or tomorrow, it's gonna have the headquarters, the shop, which is actually a randomized shop too, and a lot of fixes and improvements to the overall gameplay.
I'm assumed that the fact I was playing an easy scenario and I got my ass kicked. I'm gonna use the excuse that I'm dividing my attention between having this marvelous conversation with Eric and at the same time trying to strategize my turns in the game. But the fact is, what history will remember is that I got my ass kicked by the easy scenario on the Black Pepper Crew. It's not recorded, so I haven't. I can't escape.
Yeah, and your defense is not an easy game. I tend to forget how difficult it can be because I've been playing it for so long now that it for me it's just too easy, I guess.
You can see the Matrix when you're playing this.
Yeah, I guess. I guess if I can give a tip to any new players, is just to play like chess, in the sense that there is a rule of thumb for chess players, that is that every time you're going to make a move, you have to see all the pieces and all the possibilities. So that will help you find more possibilities with the characters themselves. You can synergize their abilities really well if you think it out.
Yes, yes. So you were saying you're going to update the version. Are you going to do that on the live demo on your Steam page?
Yeah, yeah. I guess I'll publish that on. I'll announce that on Twitter and Discord when that's ready. It's gonna be around today or tomorrow, perhaps.
Well, unfortunately, we will have to cut this streaming session shorter because Eric has, unfortunately, has to go because we're really having lots of fun with Black Pepper Crew. We highly recommend you to go to the Steam page that Sir Beck has just put on the chat and install the game, play it. Tomorrow you might have or the next few days you might have the new update on the Black Pepper Crew build. Eric, really thanks a lot for not only submitting your game and helping us having this high quality we have on our selection this year, but also to spending time with us during this session. Really, thank you.
Thank you for playing and for doing this and inviting me and showcasing my game, which is just crazy to see my game out there and people playing it. It's just amazing feeling.
And
Uh, Thank you.
I would,
I'm really grateful for all your work of you and all the team of IndieX and everything that you did for
Eric,
me and other developers.
yeah, and I would like to ask you something if it's possible in the near future, um, because today we're focusing more on obviously on your marvelous game. It's one of our finalists, and we're really proud of it of having it here. But we'd like to pre-schedule a conversation in the near future, maybe a live conversation about the about your scene, your struggles, your what you find is uh, what are the high points you now find in this emerging dev scene in Guatemala, and let's try to showcase the best possible way what you guys are doing. So, and let's use Black
That
Pepper Crew to do so because yeah, I think I if it's if we can use Black Pepper Crew and the high quality it already has in this moment of development as what is happening in the Guatemalan scene. So it might be one of the most criminally underrated scenes that we have now globally. So yeah, let's have a conversation afterwards. In one of these days.
that will be really nice. I can actually invite some of my
Yeah,
developer friends from the community to talk about their projects and their struggles because there are a lot of interesting things coming from Guatemala right now. And I can quickly invite you to test a couple of games.
yeah.
Out of the top of my head, there is Illuminaria, and there is Arcade 502, which is Illuminaria. It's for sort of a strategy management game.
I
Arcade
think they
502,
submit. I think they submitted a game. I'm almost
it,
sure.
it's probably
Yeah,
it's very very.
I think it would be an
I guess
amazing
it's a good
conversation
one.
in the future. Eric, thanks again for being with us. Really, congratulations on Black Pepper Crew. Uh,
Thanks.
we really are looking forward to keep on playing it. It's a really challenging game. It's a really creative game. Your art direction is amazing. Uh, all we have lots of people that are really good, big fans of tactical strategy games, and I think for what you've seen, even on easy mode, the game is really challenging, and I think it will be a great buy in 2023 when the game comes out. Eric, thanks a lot, and the best of luck in the production of your game. Okay, and
Well,
to
uh,
go, please.
no. I just want to thank everyone. Thank you. Thanks for everything. And well, go to try it out if it's something that interests you. It's out there. The demo will be uh, out there as long as possible, I guess.
And please don't forget to wishlist Black Pepper Crew on Steam and to download the demo. Please play it. Give feedback to Eric. All feedback is always interesting for in this process, in this moment of development. So thanks a lot. We are leaving now, but we'll return in 1 hour. If let me check. If I don't know if I'm. Is it 1 hour? We're gonna return. Oh, less. Okay. It will be, sorry, it will be 20 minutes. We'll have Lakeside. Thanks, everyone. Please stay tuned for the next streaming session. Eric, thanks a lot for being with us and talk to you
Thank you.
later.
Yeah, let's talk later. Bye. Have a nice day.